Hey everybody, it's Nicole, and I am a transformational breath facilitator. And I just finished a great session with a couple of folks, and afterward they were like, cool, okay, what do we do? And it reminded me that I wanted to make this video for you because a lot of times after your first session, whether it was with me or another facilitator or in a big group, whatever, a lot of times your facilitator might tell you some next steps and things to remember and things to do, and you won't remember any of it because a lot of times you're kind of like, whoo, maybe a little bit out there or super relaxed or super blown away, even whatever. So this video is for you, and I hope these little tips are helpful. So number one, after your first session, drink a lot of water. Every time you exhale, you're exhaling water vapor and also detoxifying. So the more water we replenish with, the better, so that you don't get dehydrated, and also just keeps the energy moving. Our body is all made up of electricity and electric signals, so drinking a lot of water with some electrolytes in it I think is really helpful. So maybe some sea salt or coconut water or something like that after your first session to keep the energy flowing is great. Okay, number two, I always tell my clients to be very kind to yourself after your first session. Usually we've spent the hour really opening up new areas of our respiratory system and shedding layers of stuff and really transforming some energy, getting rid of, I don't know, maybe some stuck beliefs and things that have been hanging out for a very long time. And so you're kind of like this fresh, like a new plant, you know, or like a fresh, clean slate. And so I like to think about, okay, what new seeds do you want to plant in this fresh soil? So try to observe your thoughts and just be really kind with yourself, and surround yourself with good people, nourish yourself with good food. If there were any affirmations or anything that came up for you in your session that really felt very good or particularly resonated with you, write it down. Write it down 10 to 15 times. Maybe put it on a sticky note around your house, something like that, so that you see it and reinforce these beliefs now on a conscious level. So that can be really helpful. You can also do some visualizing. You know, if you're feeling super energized in the days after your session, which is very common, like, okay, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want more of in my life? You know, do some scripting or just visualizing in that way to keep the momentum moving from this place. You may not have energy for that. You may feel after your session like, whoa, I'm super tender, you know, like we've uncovered these layers, but now it's like, oh, whoa, I've been protecting myself for a very long time. So be gentle with yourself in that way. Maybe you still feel very emotional. That's very common, actually, especially in group sessions. You know, like maybe the session is over, but you were not done. And so it can be helpful to be kind there, because maybe you need to cry a little bit more. Maybe you need to go spend time with people who can really nurture you. Maybe you need to go for a run because you're pissed or something, you know, whatever. If there may be some emotion stuck on the surface, let it be there. Love it, you know, let it tell you what it wants to tell you. Experience it, breathe with it, some easy, gentle breaths, and it will continue to move. But if you come at it from a place of compassion, that will really help. Okay, that's number 1 and 2. Number 3, hopefully you've spent the last hour really practicing opening up your respiratory system. So maybe breathing into some areas of your body or expanding and allowing them to flow where you haven't before. It would be great if that continued. You know, 'cause you don't go to the gym just one time, right? And then you're like, yeah, I'm done. I mean, this work is awesome and will transform things on an energetic level, but it can be so helpful to practice and continue from where we left off. So one way to do that in a safe and gentle way for you is to do 5 minutes of connected breathing every day. And I'll just say to start, so say you've just had your session, how about if you could do 5 days in a row of 5 minutes of connected breathing? So that means you breathe in and out without any pauses, like we were breathing in your session. So, and then trying also to use your diaphragm to bring the breath low into the belly and up into the chest. So it's like, I usually do like 3 or 4 slow, deep breaths. So I'm like, okay, yeah, my belly's moving, my chest is moving, and then I'll speed it up a little so that it's almost like when you see a puppy lying there and he's breathing, he or she, or a baby, how when they're sleeping and it's just like, the breath is just flowing. So that's what I want you to practice. So 5 minutes a day is about 100 breaths. So you can do that to music or just on your own. You can do it seated like this. I like to do it that way, or lying down on your back, stomach, however you'll do it. Just do 5 minutes a day. Because also you can move energy and release emotion and stuff in 5 minutes. It's easier to do actually if you don't have it all kind of like it's been shoved down for years, you know. So if we keep it, you're open, okay, let's keep it moving. So that's my encouragement to you. What else? Okay, I do also like to tell people that what we moved in your session, tell you / remind you, because maybe you already know this, what we moved in your session is transformed. You know, the energy that transformed by the power of the breath from that low frequency to the high frequency. So I just think that's so encouraging that whatever we worked through is done. Now life happens and things keep going, and plus I swear we're like infinitely layered creatures, so things will continue to come up, but whatever we worked on in your session, that is done. So good job. And finally, I guess the other thing to consider is sometimes it really moves me actually when I get to have a session with somebody and they move through some really big stuff, but I know that that's just scratching the surface. Because so many of us are so used to holding things in and not feeling safe to express them, or not knowing who we'll be if we let them go. And so if that sounds like you, or even if you just feel incredible, how about more of that? So book another session, or check out my website too, the NicoleRager.com/calendar will show you where I am in the world and what events I'm planning. But even on the transformationalbreath.com website, there are longer events all over the world. So consider going to a full day or a 3-day or even a 6-day, something like that. Because imagine what we do in one session. What would happen if you do 2, 3, 5, 15 in a concentrated period of time? I'm telling you, it's completely transformational. Changed my life. So I would encourage that also. And then finally on my website, there's a resources tab. There's a bunch of stuff there too. Just check it out. There's a link to my Spotify playlist if you need music for some self sessions. There's podcasts to listen to. There's free YouTube videos. There's a series that I made because I really want more people to be able to do this work, and I want you to be able to do it safely. It's really helpful to have a facilitator to take you through some of this stuff that you wouldn't be able to go through on your own. But also I want you to feel good, like you know how to do the technique, and that you can take yourself through it too. So there's a series called Mastering the Basics of Transformational Breath that is on my website, maybe under e-courses, I think. So check that out also. That's pretty much it. That's all. So do your breathing. Let me know if you have any other questions. I love you, and I'm so grateful to know you in whatever capacity I do. I think you're awesome, and I thank you for doing all the work you're doing. Take care, and see you when I see you.